Hey, and welcome to Matt and Jess TV. I am Matt Rose.
And I'm Jessica Bun Bun.
We are here with our reaction and review for the Traitors Season 4 finale. Another season, guys, officially in the books. They did tease the newbie version of the show is coming to NBC. I would have really liked it if you guys had given, I don't know, some sort of premiere date or way to get excited more.
I mean, I'm excited regardless. Them just even bringing it up that they're getting it together, I'm really excited. Some of the best versions of this show internationally are not celebrity versions. And we've seen people that don't know each other coming into the ring and trying to battle it out. I mean, I'm really excited for this newbie version.
I am too. As long as they get like a really good cast together. Yeah, it's something fun watching people play like they really have nothing to lose. Because if we're just going to talk about stakes here, like real legitimate stakes, we've said this before, and I'm not trying to disparage the prize money, like, $200,000+ that's nothing to sneeze at.
I'll take that.
Yeah, any one of us is going to take that any day of the week, but if you are a bigger name celebrity, maybe it's not as much. I mean, this is only a fifth of what you get for even winning Survivor. It just feels like they kind of need to up the ante on the prize money anyway.
I think that they do as well, but it does seem like this is going to be quite a bit of money for Rob. Now, hands up, who was surprised that he won? Nobody.
No hands here.
Listen, he really dominated this season. He made extremely good choices with his social game of people that he invested in to make sure that they were going to be loyal to him and trust him to the end. I mean, good job. Not as good as Suri. Suri is still number one. I know Alan's out here in this episode being like, best traitor ever. No, but very, very good.
Rob was absolutely excellent. He controlled a lot of alliances. He made sure he was constantly positioned well. Even everything he did with the dagger was really, really smart. Did he stumble maybe a little bit in these last couple of episodes? Maybe, but at the same time, he had set himself up so well. He was able to correct his mistakes here and there on the fly. But I do have to agree with you. Rob is not number one U.S. traitor of all time. Just let's all get into a time machine for a moment here.
Beep, bop, 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 boop. We are in the past.
Oh, we're in season 1. It's the finale. Oh, Ari's walking away. Listen, Suri was so good at being a traitor that she had the faithful wrapped around her finger so much that Ari felt like the only way he could alter the course of history was to walk away and try to plant seeds that Suri was. Not even that worked because Suri was that good.
No, she was just so good. I mean, I really enjoyed watching Rob face, the firing squad and this whole thing and actually having his feet at the fire to be able to get out of that. It showed me, I already felt that he was a very good traitor. He was making really good decisions, but being able to see him get out of the face of adversity, it made it to me solidify that it's not just, oh, there's just a bunch of dumb traitor or a bunch of dumb faithfuls, which happens a lot. I see that in the comments a lot and on Twitter and whatever, that every season, if a traitor is dominating, it's because the faithfuls are bad. And that's not always the case. And I truly don't think that that was the case here.
I think there's one aspect of Rob's game here that everyone is just kind of overlooking, and I understand why. It's a very, very long season, and I also understand he wasn't the only person responsible for this. But also think back to the start of this, where the early people sent out the door were Ian Terry and Rob Sesternino.
Right? Yes.
You're gonna tell me that had one of those two faithful made it episode 5, episode 6, that they wouldn't be impactful? There is something to be said for getting rid of the really quote-unquote good faithfuls early. Like, that is strategy.
It absolutely is. Is it exciting for us to watch? Not as exciting, of course. I would have loved to have seen Rob go further. Ian, we both love Ian.
Yes.
It would have been great to see him go further. But the strategy is solid. You do not want to be playing this game with Ian and Rob. You just don't.
No, like, this season's not going to go down as just the glorious train wreck that we saw a lot of last season that I will forever give Danielle Reyes flowers for. Like, it's not that. This is sort of the Boston Rob winning Survivor season of the Traitors, or Kim Spradlin, where it's a lot about how this one person ended up taking out all this competition and winning the game. There were some entertaining moments, but it's not the flashiest season of the Traitors. It's certainly not the worst. Trust me, just mentioned international versions. There are worse versions out there than this.
It's not flashy, but that doesn't take away from Rob's win. He truly deserved to win this season straight from the start. His social game, I mean, Suri won on social game too. It is really about social game and building trust with people.
We are going to get more into everything that Rob did, all of these wonderful little aspects that he picked up over the course of the season, social game, strategy, and of course, we got to talk about everybody else that is here in the finale. We're not getting into the reunion here because let's all be honest, reunions are not canon. These are people who have watched the season at home, who just want to come on there and make TV and start arguments. Like, that is not our bag here.
No, we typically do not cover the reunion here at the channel.
But before we dive further, hit that subscribe button because in addition to covering the Traitors, Survivor 50 is officially underway. Jess and I yesterday sat down, recorded all of our thoughts on this really, really big 3-hour premiere. We highly suggest you check that out. We had a really, really good time.
Also, it's my birthday coming up on Saturday. And, you know, happy Pisces season to everybody out there. Where's all my Pisces at? Let me know in the comments. But anyways, I'm going to be posting a whole bunch of pictures up on our Instagram. So if you want to head over to Matt and Just TV and follow us over there, you can check out all the birthday festivities. It should be a really fun time.
Yeah, I'm
going to Bunny Henge.
How can Bunny Henge
I'm
not
so
be
excited.
fun? It's Stonehenge for bunnies,
That's
everyone.
right.
Okay, we're going to start. We'll go kind of sort of in chronological order here at the beginning because I have to pour one out for my beloved Mark Ballas here. And now, listen, guys.
And his beautiful hair.
This is me ignoring everyone out there who's going to be like, oh, Mark was boring. Listen, if Mark had ended up winning or co-winning this season, I firmly believe with my whole chest, I don't care if I'm wrong, that he would have had a much more interesting edit. He seemed like he's a reasonably smart guy. He's a very, very talented guy. It's just to set up the amount of hair envy I have for Mark is like next level. It just was, he wasn't that consequential to the story. And the story for the Traitors this season is very much how Rob managed to dominate. Like Mark, other than just having a voice here or there and being a kind of sort of ally, like that was really it.
I was really surprised that that was the move and that the move wasn't actually Tara. And I know that they discussed, oh, you know, Tara will still be out there causing problems. And she absolutely did. And I mean, if Maura wasn't so trusting of Rob, that could have caused him the game. Really, it truly could have. And because there had been no male traitors out there yet, if I was Rob, I would have been keeping more men around at this point because I feel like at some point somebody was thinking, all the traitors have been women, so maybe there might be a man in the mix there. Cool. I'm going to keep all these other men around right now so that there's more people to pick from.
100%. That's what I would have done. And if I am to sort of ding Rob on something here, it is that a lot of his in-game strategy was fully predicated on Maura doing what he wanted Maura to do. And obviously traitors have to rely on faithful here or there. Like,
absolutely, they do.
I totally get it. But there's a difference between, okay, I can rely on these two people versus this one person. This one person literally controls my entire future. You really have to put all of your stakes into her. I would have split up Tara or Johnny.
Oh my goodness, they are two controlling votes and there is only 5 people left. That is not what you want. You don't want it to be a guarantee of you and Eric and the guarantee of the two of them. And then Maura, you're kind of like, I'm like 75% sure. 75% is not enough, man. You need to break up these other two and hope that you can continue to keep Mark on your side.
Yeah, just boost your odds for in the event that Maura does hypothetically flip, like you still have a chance in that scenario.
Yes.
I mean, obviously it ends up working out for him. Like maybe this was Rob and Eric were paranoid about something we wouldn't see. I have no idea. I'm just sad that Mark is gone because I love him on Dancing with the Stars, and I hope you're back competing for the next season because you're not always there. But we get into now It's the final five, and it's, oh, what's Mora gonna? It's the whole story suddenly shifts to being about Mora rather than being about Rob.
Listen, I really like her.
I do too.
I didn't know her before this season. I've only seen one season of Love Island, and it was the last season. And man, it was such a crash out. I loved it. I'm going to be back watching this season as well this year, but I haven't seen her season. It's the first time I'm really getting to know her. She's so funny, and she just comes across as very genuine. Even at the round table, people are just like, you just are who you are. And she's like, yeah, I'm just who I am, sort of thing. And I really liked that about her, that we had a faithful that was just being so genuine and not on guard all the time. But I mean, she was in such a tough position with this because she really believed Eric was a traitor, and he was.
Mhm.
But also, she is aligned with Rob. And I already know, I have my hard hat
Mm.
on. I already know that there are going to be so many people out there giving her crap for believing in him as much as she did. And to that, I just have to say, this is Traitors. And when it comes to game shows, reality shows, especially a show like Traitors, unfortunately, it is part of the game. You have to find the right people, or the
Mhm.
people you believe in, and you have to trust them, and you have to ride with them for at least as long as you can. And this is where she started with, she's like, hey, we were both on Love Island. I met you for like one time before this. I don't really know you that well, but we're both part of the same franchise. They made a connection over that, and she picked wrong, and that's okay. You have to pick somebody. You can't just ride this game alone.
And this is the other thing that is impossible for all of us to kind of sit here and speculate on. Like, let's all just pretend for a moment that Mora was fully on board this idea of turning on Rob. And I feel like at the final
She was
five,
never going to turn
yeah,
on
like
Rob.
if she even was, she could probably convince Johnny and Tara to then go for that and get Rob out at that point. But are Johnny and Tara then really going to take Mora to the end of this show? Like, they kept
Right.
talking about, we need to win this together. It's about you and me. And I don't, traitor or not, I don't think it is a good idea to keep two people in the game till the very end that basically, like, we're such good friends that we didn't want to tell you about it. Like, that's a red flag in itself. But also going to final three, final four with that tight of a unit, just don't do it. I don't care if you're a traitor or a faithful.
No, 1,000%. She obviously it didn't work out for her, but
Mhm.
with the knowledge that she had in that game, knowing that these two are best friends, yeah, they may have all been sitting around the campfire at the end, but these two could have easily just taken her out. They are best friends. She's the third wheel on that. Or she's the second wheel with Rob, and you just got to trust and hope that it's going to work out.
I really thought that the arguments that Rob and Eric made at this roundtable were also really, really good, and I hadn't even thought of them before. This whole notion of, all right, let's presume that one of them is a traitor, and then you have an opportunity to recruit. I mean, we saw this with Danielle this past season. Like, who are you going
Yes.
to recruit? Probably somebody you want to win the game with,
Right.
and this is where, once again, we get into the celebrity financial status of it all,
Mhm.
where Johnny and Tara were just at the Olympics for weeks. I'm sure they got a nice paycheck for that. I feel like to them, the idea of winning the game together is more important than almost anything else. Of being atop that leaderboard, they don't have that sense of desperation. So yeah, 100% I could see them recruiting one another to be traitors. And even if they have to split the money, that's fine with them. It's about the glory.
Yeah, and I mean, we lost Johnny here, and I wasn't that surprised. I know that the edit truly tried to make it look like Mora might have flipped, or she could flip, because she really did believe that Eric was a traitor, and she was right.
Yeah.
But the timing of it, and just her connection with Rob, that's what I'm saying. Rob really put his work in this season.
Mhm.
You cannot like Rob, but it is very difficult to take away what he did and the amount of social capital that he put into her and he put into people in general. I mean, we haven't got to the very end yet when he turns on Eric, but even Eric was like, what? Like, just shocked.
Really, really shocked. And this is where everything got super, super fascinating to me. I mean, seeing Tara ultimately go in fourth place, like, that's not a big jaw dropper to anyone. Like, Rob wants to go to the end, either with Eric or himself or
Right.
Mora. Like, Tara was never in that plan. Go ahead and get her out the door then. But then we get into the pinky promise of it all and how everything starts to get a little bit chaotic.
Yeah, I mean, this is really where Rob is kind of stuck in that way. Yeah, he was like, listen, I've known Eric for a minute. We've been here in this game, like, can I cut him? Yeah, I can. And it made sense because he has been riding with Moira since the beginning of this whole
Mhm.
game, right? They are from the same franchise. It seems like they have gotten very close and really, really trusted each other, and he needed Tara out. So to get Tara out, he had to make this promise. And how is that not going to benefit him? He's going to end up with all the money. And at the very least, when he turns around and goes, oh man, I'm a traitor, I'm so sorry, he at least kept some of his promises.
Yeah, the reality that Rob was probably looking at in this final three situation was just, I'm gonna end up hurting someone's feelings no matter what. Like, there's no way as a trader that I can get out of this now without really, really hurting Mora, because that's just the end of the game. That's the way this show works. He can't be like, oh, we're co-winners now. So I think he probably felt like, if I am going to hurt someone's feelings regardless, why am I then also going to go to the end with Eric, who's going to take half of the money, because he could have done something different? He and Eric at Final Three could have just voted off Mora and then the two of them won together. But I think he was probably just thinking, I want to keep that word to Mora, like you said, but also I'm hurting feelings either way, no matter what. Like, Eric, he's been a traitor for
A minute.
yeah, he doesn't even he's had moments and he's been criticized. I have had my fair share of criticizing Eric and his strategy in the round table, which I felt bad about after the fact, but I still stand by it that he hasn't really done as much as Rob in this game.
Mhm.
So I'm not mad at Rob for making this decision. Does it still stink if you're Eric? 100%. But Eric, you knew that he turned on other people as a traitor. You probably should have seen this coming.
Absolutely. But again, you have to trust
Hmm.
people in this game. And the thing about Rob is he had already built a relationship with Eric before recruiting him. So there was already social capital in that relationship as well.
I feel bad for Eric. I feel bad for Mora. I just.
Yo, I feel so bad for her. She was just like, I feel humiliated. I
Mhm.
feel like a fool. She was so shocked. Rob, you better take her out for the best meal she ever had. You take her somewhere nice and expensive. You go to Nobu. You allow her to order every single thing off the menu, and she can take them all home in doggy bags and eat well for a week. You owe her. You really do.
I was trying to sit here and think, like, what's a really expensive bottle of wine? But then I realized,
Nah, man, whole meal,
oh,
whole
okay, get
meal.
the
Just to at
caviar.
the yeah, at the very least, be like, I'm sorry I did this to you. You helped me win this money. Let me just at least buy you a very expensive meal.
Yeah, I will say this. Mora was obviously devastated and hurt.
I was hurt for
Yeah,
her. Oh
I
my
was hurt
gosh.
for her, but I will also give her a little bit of applause because I think after that initial hurt, she came across to me as pretty classy. And yeah, I think
Yep.
some of this, once again, comes down to the idea her life seems to be all right on the outside world. I'm sure she would have liked to have $100,000, but I think she's going to be okay regardless.
Yeah, her Instagram has 4 million followers. I'm seeing her at the BAFTA Award. She's got, she's wearing designer, whatever, red carpets. I think she's going to be okay.
Yeah, I think this is still a net positive for her because I did not know her like you going into this season.
No, but now I'm a fan. I really
Yeah,
liked her.
I found her funny,
Yeah.
interesting. I think she's somebody who I would want to watch more in some capacity. So, like, in that sense, I give her congratulations. The only people I should say I don't really feel that bad for are Johnny and Tara, and it's just because I don't think they played very well. This whole secret relationship reveal, like, that should have sunk their game several weeks ago. I mean, Eric, Mr. Man with the golden ear, I'm not saying he was perfect this season, but what he did wasn't anywhere near as egregious to me as what we saw Johnny and Tara do, and the idea that nobody picked up on it.
No, they like barely were part of this show. They were just like a ghost until right at the end, where all of a sudden Tara's like, I know who it is. It's these two guys. It's like, well, where have you been all this time? It's great that you figured it out, but you do not have the votes anymore. None of this matters. This was a very predictable finale.
Yeah.
I felt that this is where we were going. I didn't know if he would keep Eric or not. I wasn't
Yeah.
really sure about that, but I definitely thought that I was going to see Rob Mora at the end and that she was going to be hurt. And I'm glad that she did deal with it the way that she did afterwards, where she was like, okay, good gameplay. I know Alan asked Rob later and was like, do you think she'll ever forgive you? And he was just like, nope. And I think that he believed that at the time that he said that. He could see that she was really hurt. I think they could be okay. I mean, she's still following him on Instagram, if that's any kind of like, barometer of anything.
I think they will be fine. I think the biggest question for me coming out of this finale, and I'm talking to you, Rob, who I know very devoted viewer of us here on YouTube. Rob, are you really done with reality TV, with your whole, I don't know if I want to do a show again, I want to get a nice girl? Like, you can get a nice girl, Rob, and also continue to do television shows and provide us strategic entertainment.
Listen, I still think, because he is a huge fan of Survivor, that if Survivor calls him up, he will say yes. You've mentioned that Rob was asked to do this show a few times, if that's what you had heard, and he had said no a few times. He doesn't strike me as the type of person that is looking to just continue on with reality TV unless it's like it really matters. I think if Survivor makes that call, he'll show up. I think if Big Brother makes that call, he's saying no.
Yeah, 100% he's not going on Big Brother, though. I would absolutely like that. But I just feel like, in totality, was this a perfect season? No, but there's some things about it I really, really liked. Yeah, absolutely. The whole casting Donna Kelsey as the secret traitor, like that was.
Oh my God, it was so bad.
Yeah, like that was a complete and total flop. Yeah, some rather uninteresting people made it a little bit further in the game than I would have wanted, but I still feel like they're trying things. This is only season 4. I really appreciate it when producers don't just rest on their laurels. They kind of sit back and be like, you know what? We're going to continue to throw things out there. Not all of them are going to work. Does everybody remember the fire tokens from Survivor Winners at War? Like, we had to keep track of how many pieces of currency people had.
I am just so glad that this turret was not filled with Survivor and Big Brother people. As exciting as it is to see, it's just rinse and repeat of every single season. Like, if I was on this season, I would have immediately gotten all the gamers out as well to be like, well, every season, Survivor Big Brother, rinse and repeat. They're in the turret, so let's just take them all out now.
I feel like we all kind of needed a little bit of a palate cleanser in a way so that we could kind of collectively start to realize that you can be a great strategist without being on those shows.
Absolutely. Rob really was. I loved watching Candace and Lisa up there. I mean, they were so exciting to be up in the turret. Like, the Traitors were great this season. Yes, there were some, miscasts with what was going on with some of the faithfuls, but I don't think this was a bad group of faithfuls that were just a bunch of dum-dums going through this, not knowing what's going on. Some people did have suspicions on people like Rob and Candace and Lisa, and they were able to get some of them out, but Rob just played a better game.
Yeah, he did, and he deserves all the congratulations in the world for that.
Yeah, he does.
And now we do have to wind down season 4 of the Traitors US, but as we said early on, there is the all newbie version coming to NBC.
Yes.
Now, it has also already been renewed that there's going to be a season 5 of this regular reality TV version. Hopefully, we'll get a cast announcement for that in the spring. They usually announce that before filming.
Vince,
okay.
Big Brother Vince.
This is the book. Are you still dancing about? Okay. See, the thing is, you were the big Vince fan during the season.
I absolutely was. Even when he was crashing out, it was so entertaining. I am here for the mess.
I am that person who's like, you don't know what you got until it's gone. And now, ever since the season is over, I have been like clinging to Vince crashing out every other day as a traitor on the Traitors season 5 would be the greatest thing in television history.
1,000,000%.
All right, Vince, I know you're also watching. Let us know if you will be on the Traitors season 5. 5. You guys in the comments, let us know who you want to see on next season.
Dreamcast.
Yeah, that's always really fun. And give us your thoughts on the finale, Rob's win. Thank you guys so much for being with us all season long. Hit that subscribe button. Don't miss our Survivor coverage and celebrate Jess's birthday. Follow us on Instagram at Matt and Jess TV.
Yeah, we'll see you there.
All right. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time.